The law is changing. From 2015, all young people will be required to stay in learning up to the age of 18. This could be at school, college, a training provider, a job with training, apprenticeships or volunteering.
Definitely helped me to focus more, to become more committed, and it can help so many other youths. So I think making education compulsory at 17 and 18 definitely will help a lot of youths to grasp the true reality of work and really helping to do better in life.
Education is like, it gives you a foundation, and without education there's nowhere to go.
Apart from getting yourself a head start in life, you're also having a great time while you're here. You're making new friends and just an enjoyable time. It's definitely beneficial to stay on because your GCSEs are helpful, but obviously A-levels are a lot more in depth.
It would be a waste not to take the opportunity to stay in a further education and get more qualified and get more knowledgeable about the things that interest you.
I would definitely encourage everyone to take that opportunity because at the end of the day you have the choice.
Because it opens so many more opportunities and so many more doors for you that you can't really appreciate before you begin. And it's clear that there's a clear difference between the opportunities of those who are in higher education and those who aren't.
Easy for people who don't think that they're good at school or don't think that they're academic to kind of slip through the net and actually not realise that there are things that they're good at. They just might not be like algebra.
I think keeping students in school and doing work will take them off the streets and encourage them to do well and make it through and make something better of their life.
That would actually help a lot, you know, when, like to say, if you want to go into a certain industry and you have experience and the school gives you that. So yeah, that would be quite a good thing.
You should stay in learning because you learn new skills, not only like educational, but it can help you all throughout your life.
It's not about sitting in a classroom and listening to the teacher talk to you. It's about learning, you know. You learn, you always, every day you find something new to learn. You even not only learning skills and stuff, but you also learn something about yourself.
The better skills that you have academically is the better outcome for you having a better career and be more successful in your career.
So the longer you do stay in education, you become to realise that this is actually really a great way for you to be able to grow up and obviously learn to be dependent on yourself.
The more you learn, the more chances you have to get into job, into your future, and the more skills you have, the more your chances have to get everywhere in the world.
I think all young people staying on gives them the opportunity to get skills because they're skill gatherers, and the more opportunities they have, it just prepares them for the next step. So if they stay with us till 19, we're preparing them for the next step of leaving us and becoming more independent at an appropriate level to them.
Maybe you might not do as good as you could have in GCSEs in it, but college and sixth form, that's your chance to really pick what you want to do for the rest of your life. But don't pick something that all your friends are doing in it, pick something that you enjoy. If you enjoy it, do it.
Lots of people are leaving after year 11 and just staying at home doing nothing. Some are getting part-time jobs, but if they're going to stay and do A-levels, that'll give them a more chance of getting a better job.
Yeah, stay in school and carry on with your education and just think about your education, nothing else.
I always tell them to stay in learning because while it's free, they can stay here to the age of 18, 19 and then they can go on to university, or after they've done their A-levels then they could have a gap year if they wanted to, but we always push for them to try and go to university because once you stop it's hard to go back into.
Have you heard that the law's going to be changing and you have to continue learning until you're 17? What do you think about that? I mean, examples of that is, you know, maybe getting an apprenticeship, going to college or staying on at school until you're 17.
Well, I think carrying on learning until 17 is good because it gives you an opportunity to learn more and stay away from trouble. And it means you can learn a lot and then maybe you can get more certificates, more accreditations. Interesting. Any other views? Yeah, maybe possible, yeah. You know, we need more time learning. You know, it's too soon for us to go into the real world. We need to learn a lot more. Yeah, and also, you know, at the age of 17, you're a little bit older, so maybe when you leave, you'll be a bit more sensible.
Yeah, I think 17's good because, you know, if you leave in year 11, you know, you might not have finished everything that you need to finish. You might have work to catch up on that you can carry on. Yeah, maybe, you know, you can do more exams, get more accreditations up until the age of 17, get more experience as well. Well, I heard in 2015 it will move up until 18, so you have to stay learning until 18. What do you think about that? I think it's a good idea. Yeah, I think it's good. Yeah, but what's the difference from staying in until you're 17? Well, you know, it's more years, so more experience. Well, I think it'll be good because you can't go to university until you're 18. So if you leave at the age of 16 or 17, you've got nothing to do until you're 18. It's a bit of a waste of time. But if you stay until 18 and go straight to uni.
My name is Samia. I'm a tutor and assessor here at Jace Training. I originally started as a level 2 learner myself, all the way back in 2005. I progressed up to level 3 and then I started employment here, and after that I've then continued with my qualifications that have made me accredited to do the job that I do now.
When you're there, that is just, okay, well, I'm at school, I'm not actually going to do anything today, and then when you leave you're like, well, I should have done something then, because now I'm in education for longer when I could have technically done a lot more before. So I'm kind of regretting that part a bit, but
you're glad you're doing what you're doing now?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
I stopped my education at the first when I was 16. I said that's it, I didn't want to do education. I was lucky enough to get back into it a little bit later on. But I know when I think about the fact that if I didn't go back into education, I definitely wouldn't be in the position that I'm in now. And you do see, you know, it's a huge pattern. There's such a huge link. You know, we want young people to achieve their every child matters, all the 5 outcomes, and especially enjoy and achieve economic well-being. If you want to achieve those things, you've got to have that education behind you. And learning has become so much more versatile. You know, it's not black and white like how it used to be. You know, we've got so many more skills now to be able to adapt learning to meet the learner's needs. So they haven't been too hot in school. Hopefully we can definitely adapt it more to meet their learning needs at, you know, later learning in life.
There's a lot of places like NACRA that do these kind of support and training things. Go to them, get help. You know, there's a lot of people that fell out of school, like just on the streets, not doing nothing. So like you can go back to education. People think, oh, we can't, after they left school they can't go back to education, but you can. If you work hard, you might get somewhere.
The main thing I want to say is that if I didn't mess up on my GCSEs, I would be in college right now. But I was lucky enough to have NACRO as like a second chance. It's nice to have a second chance, but like in case you don't have a second chance, and the best thing is to do is just to knuckle down and do your work.
I would have loved to be able to stay on school longer. I could have learned a bit more than what I should have. I messed around a little bit, but luckily teachers took me on board and helped me through the last final stages of when I was in school. So for them to stay on a bit longer, it's a lot better.
When you get into a job like what I'm in now, you really see the benefits, because obviously the money helps. A lot of people want money. Apprenticeship ain't a great wage, but it's still a wage at the end of the day.
Everyone wants to leave school, but when you leave school you always think, I wish I was back in school. So now that they've actually got longer to stay in school, they have more time to get more knowledge and more qualifications, which is actually better for them in the long run.
Well, I started off doing a young parents course with the young parents coordinator, and then I kept asking is there any jobs going, and then they said there's an apprenticeship coming up, so I said yeah, I'll take it. So I started and I've been there since.
I came out of school, I did have GCSEs that I was actually proud of, but I wished, when I left school, I wished I was still in school in some ways, not all the time, but because I wish that some of the things that they have now for kids, they never had in my days.
It's nice to see people of my age group, like we all come down, we all talk like how the work's been. Teaching's interesting, the teachers are very good quality.
This course has kind of given me a guideline which allowed me to an incentive for me to want to become when I'm older, and working in my company has made me meet a whole lot of new people who have done loads of different routes, different journeys of becoming what they've become, and it's just given me a vast knowledge of many different ways that I could go to get there.
There's a lot of people that can't get jobs, and the longer we stay in education throughout this economic downturn is probably the best thing you could do, because you get more qualified out of it and people are more likely to take you on.
I started off as a learner at RW Shea & Associates doing beauty therapy. Got my MVQ level 2, joined the apprenticeship and got all my qualifications there. I then went on to do my teacher training and assessor award with them, loved it, and now manage the Hair and Beauty Academy, which you're sitting in here.
I would definitely say, because I left school about 2 years ago, it wasn't too long ago, I've noticed sort of when you're in school you get told like you go straight to college, do your A-levels, and then you go to uni and you be a, I don't know, doctor or a scientist or something. I'd definitely say have a good think about what you would want to do rather than what you've sort of been pushed to do, and just go ahead with whatever you feel more comfortable with.
Most families, or nearly all, actually want their young people to achieve. And I think as a general principle, people know that staying on in school or learning is the right thing to do. However, at the same time, we know that we're in a bit of a recession, and we know there's issues around the cost of going to university. So we've got to accept that maybe some young people might not want to go on to university, but still want other options open to them, such as apprenticeships. We need to be clear that parents and families know about the different type of provision that's on offer to their children, because we can't take it for granted that they do. And we have to make sure that our workforce knows about the different types of provision. And I'm sure if you were to ask different people, they'd have a different view, for example, for what an apprenticeship means.
We hope this film helps you to plan your future and improve your chances in life.
So an apprenticeship for me was a great idea for me to be able to leave college and then go to work the next day and be able to have a more wider experience of the construction industry and more of what's going on within civil engineering.
The thing about higher education is that you develop passion for the world and for things going on around you that you don't get the opportunity to develop if you don't take higher education further.
The beauty of the apprenticeship, they get the qualification and they get the experience all in one go, and it means they're much more employable than maybe the person that hasn't gone that extra little step into their future learning.
I think you need to do something that you enjoy. So if you into like more practical things, like if you want to do plumbing or electrician course, then go for that rather than the A-levels, because that's what you're going to go into. Or if you're more into like the A-level route, then go through there and then you go on to university. I think just do what you like and enjoy.
For more information, talk to your teachers, personal advisors, friends and family. Good luck.